When you're looking at improvising on a particular chord, take the chord, but look at what are the actual altered notes. Too many people just pay attention to what the scale is. They'll have a scale written in a chord, and they're not really thinking about what the altered notes are. So if you're saying B flat 7, sharp 11, or flat 5, well, to me, that's the same thing as a B flat 7th, but the 5th is flat. So I want to focus in on that. One thing I do is I try to outline a whole position when I'm in a chord. So if I'm playing like this B flat 7, flat 5, or sharp 11, I may start here. That helps me to internalize the whole position. Because let's face it, you got to have areas that you're playing in positions that you know. Unless you're a total genius like me, no. So, I find that to be a very good position to play in, because a lot of us play our major scales like this. So why not start with the Lydian dominant in that same position? I always try to take something that's unfamiliar, when something is unfamiliar, put it in a familiar zone, you know. Try to put it in a place where I'm comfortable with it. Because if you try to do too many unfamiliars, you just end up being unfamiliar. So this position, sometimes I just try to hear it like a Lydian. You know, just try to hear a little difference. I just find a little, like this is a B flat 7th. There's the flat, you know, flat 5. You know, finding little 1 octave areas is nice too. And, you know, generating little melodies like that are very good. You can even make little 1 or 2 bar compositions. Yeah. I find that to be very useful. You know, because some of the great players don't play like long, extended lines. People like Grant Green or Jim Hall, they'll play more melodically, more in 2-3 bar phrases instead of 8 bars like somebody like Pat Martino might play. You know, and then it's the ear. We had this discussion earlier. It's what you're hearing. That's a nice sound too. See, there's just a straight -7 flat 5 arpeggio with the 9. Then there's your C major on top. If you take that same -7 flat 5 and put the C triad on top, it's a nice sound too. That gives you it'll put you in the emergency room. I'm trying to play that voice. There's C major. That, you know, is part of F melodic minor. That's why F melodic minor sometimes is a good place to start, because you know, I'm really thinking about this B flat 7th chord, and I know that any of these open E's are the flat 5, so they can become what I like to call pivot notes. You know, you can pivot off that flat 5, because really the only reason to use this mode is to clearly describe the sound of that dominant 7th with the flatted 5th or sharp 11th. That's what really brings out the color. Otherwise, it would be a Lydian scale. So just that one little note, and And so I was pivoting off that. The other thing I was doing, and I like to do a lot of on any kind of flat 5 chord, is to think up a whole step major triad. So you have the B flat 7 sharp 11. Now if I play a C major, everybody knows that from the Kentucky Derby. Those notes actually live inside that mode. So that's, you know, one thing. So the C is the 9th, the E is the flat 5, and the G is the 13th. So those are some really nice color tones that go against that. And you've seen that in the past few columns where I've taken a mode and I've tried to write one figure on the just the scale itself, then a triadic approach using some of the triads or the scales, triads generated by the scale, and then also an intervallic approach, maybe taking the same interval. I think I did something in there with just fourths. It's a nice little pattern. There's an F to a B flat, a C to an F again. Then repeating. See that little shift? That's a nice little device. You can have that one for free. And that can shift around. So if you play that same chord again, sometimes fourths create a nice little outside effect. So here's from F, then B flat. Same configuration. I'm thinking of it against this though. See, I have an E flat in there, but it still works. You could even change it. And that's the thing, is really, you know, how you rhythmically phrase something too, you know, for expression.